YouTube family. Okay, y'all. This is a quick video. I'm going to try to kill two birds with one stone with this video. Okay. I just got off work. Alright. It's a Tuesday evening. Okay. And like I've said in a few videos leading up to this one, around this time tomorrow, we will probably be boarding our bus, Greyhound bus, heading to Atlantic City. Okay, but I wanted to do this video to kind of talk about a couple of things. One thing is I could not have made that beef short ribs, those beef short ribs, and not show you all a plate. I had to do that. Okay, so that's part of what this video is going to be. You know, we got the mac and cheese right here. Alright, so that's done. The mac and cheese is done. Okay. And the cabbage is done. Okay. And the star of the show, I got, warming up in the microwave. Okay, so the thing is this. I'm actually making Sanaya's plate. Okay, so she had to work late tonight. She's doing the closing shift at the grocery store. So I'm going to be making her plate. So when she comes in, she'll, her plate will be ready, and all she got to do is get herself together and sit down and eat. Okay, so that's what I'm putting together. I mean, I already ate earlier today. But I wanted to make this video because this video really is about packing food for your trips when you travel. This is about packing food. Okay, one of my beliefs about travel is to save money on food. That is one of my main things about budget travel, is saving money on food. If you can take, and you all might have seen it in the one video that I did as we were leaving, going to Vegas for the April March trip. Okay, those videos are somewhere. Okay. Anyway, you saw, if you saw that video, you saw where I packed up a bag of food. I made a breakfast burrito. I packed some spaghetti, some fried chicken, all kinds of stuff. Chips and snacks and all of that. I put all that in a bag and took that with me on the plane. And Sister Willie 55, she commented on that. Thank you so much, Sister Willie 55. Okay, nice to know you can fill up a bottle after going through TSA. She's referring to when you go through TSA, you can't have liquids. Like you can't have soda or anything like that. Now you can have water, but you can only take water through if you're on medication. Okay? And if you do take some water through, they got to put it in this machine and make sure that it doesn't have any, problems with it or anything like that. Okay? So here's the thing, Sister Willie 55, as she said, nice to know you can fill up a bottle after going through TSA. Did they give you any hassle about the food you brought through. Nope. Nope. Look here, sis. You can take some beef ribs, some cabbage, mac and cheese, and a cornbread muffin with you on the plane, but you can't take a bottle of water. Okay, you know, it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. You know, you can't take a bottle of water. Okay, but all of that being said, the other part of this video, what am I doing this video, is to impress upon you all how to save money. Because see, here's the thing, you gotta eat. You gotta eat. Okay, so when you're traveling, things are probably twice as expensive as it would be if you were at home. For example, when you're traveling, you might eat in restaurants, you might eat at restaurants and eateries and stuff like that. The thing is, if you pack your own food, you can save. Okay? Now, I'm not making it sound like it's easy. Okay? There might be some limitations on what you can pack, but I'm quite sure if you use some level of creativity, you can make it happen. For example, you all might notice, that I maintain and hang on to a lot of these containers. I got a lot of these going to Kroger's. Whenever you go to Kroger's and maybe get a meal deal or something like that, they put the stuff, like, let's say the side items, the mashed potatoes or whatever, in these containers like these. And I think they make great, containers for storing food and stuff like that. Or even, let's say, Chinese food restaurants. You get these right here. I love to use these to pack food when I travel. Okay? And these here also. I got the top for it right here. So the thing is, with this trip that we're taking tomorrow, going to Atlantic City for Memorial Day weekend, my budget is already set. My budget is set for the trip. I know how much money I have to spend on this trip. We do intend to eat at one of the restaurants, our favorite restaurants, and just kind of giving you all somewhat of the itinerary. We plan to eat at a restaurant called Zen Bang. If you all are familiar, anybody familiar with Zen Bang at Oceans Resorts? It's a Chinese restaurant, kind of like a noodle restaurant. But it's one of me and Sanaya's favorite restaurants to go to when we go to Atlantic City. If we're staying at Oceans Resorts, and we're going to be staying at the Borgata on this trip, but we're gonna make our way over to Oceans Resorts, to play slots and stuff like that, but mainly to have dinner Thursday night at Zen Bang. Okay, the fried dumplings. I like the wonton soup. And then they have this noodle dish called a Singapore with shrimps and beef. I mean, it's just awesome. You all will see the video because I'll be making videos of that. The point I'm making here is this, getting back to the point of this video, is the food I'm making right now, it's going to be traveling with us. Okay? From the standpoint, tomorrow morning, I'm going to take I can show you all. I'm going to take, this was the chili. This was the chili and the refried beans that I used to make this past Saturday's extended stay gourmet meal, the fun food edition with the chili cheeseburger and the chili cheese dog. Okay, that's this right here. Okay, what I'm going to do tomorrow morning is to make an actual chili. I'm going to add some ground beef to it and make it up like a real chili. Okay? And I'm going to take this mac and cheese, you know. I'm probably not going to use all of it, probably half of that mac and cheese, and make a chili mac. Okay, you all might be familiar with chili mac. I mean, you got beefaroni. That's one thing that you can do with, you know, macaroni and cheese. You can do a beefaroni, and you all have seen me make a beefaroni traveling. Well, for this trip, I'm going to make a chili mac, which I'm going to make a chili and then add the macaroni and cheese. Okay, and I find that chili mac, beefaroni travels very well. It travels very well. It's something that you can eat on. I mean, my goodness, you're talking chili, you know, beans, ground beef, and then the mac part of it. You got your macaroni with your cheese. I mean, that's going to kill any hunger that you're dealing with. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing I'm going to do is I got some sausage here in the oven. I'm really just letting those thaw right now, but I'm going to make some sausage to go with the cabbage. Okay, once again, we're talking something that travels well. You know, a container, just put it in a container, something like that, and you can eat it lukewarm. You can actually eat it cold. Okay, now some of you all kind of frown up at that, but you know, I'm ex-military. I'm a veteran, a war veteran, so I know about eating food that you can't eat. You know, heat up. You know, any of you all know about MREs? MREs, meals ready to eat. Okay, you don't always have a way to heat up an MRE. You know, and I'm not going to go all off into that. But what I'm saying is something like a chili mac and cabbage and sausage is something great to take as travel food. Also, what I'm going to do, these were the hamburger buns that I purchased for the chili cheeseburger. Hey, what I'm going to do is make some garlic bread. I'm just gonna slice those, you know, slice them in half, you know, like regular hamburger buns, and then, you know, put some of that garlic butter on it. You all have seen me make you know, garlic bread, you know, because here's the other thing: I don't want this stuff to go to waste. I mean, that's one thing that I don't believe in is wasting food, you know. And I've said it before, you know, I've been in positions before where I didn't know where my next meal is going to come from, and I'll probably do a story time. I did kind of like my first story time video the other day, so I might do a story time telling about some of the situations I've been in, and one of those situations was I was, you know, in a period where, you know, there were days I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. Okay, so we'll get into that in another video. But that's why when it comes to packing food for travel, you know, being hungry, that'll kind of ruin your trip, you know. And the other thing is, let me go ahead and put some heat on that beef rib. The other thing is, you know, spending money on food when you travel, that'll eat up your budget, you know. But once again, if you can prepare your food before you leave, that will save you significantly, you know. And like I said, as for me, I'm just gonna sit that right there. As for me, like I said, my budget is already set for what I intend to spend on this trip. Look at that beef rib, y'all. Look at that beef rib. Look at that thing. Wonderful. So Naya should be walking through the door any minute now. And like I said, I want to have her meal ready to go when she walks in the door, because I know she's been saving her appetite all day. I mean, she called me a couple of times today, you know, while she was at work. We're just gonna put a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's, just a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of paint that on. Okay. Not too much sauce, just enough sauce to flavor it. Okay, perfect. Got some cabbage. And like I said, you all, there was no way I was going to prepare those ribs and not let you all see the final result. I mean, there were four of them. And you know, one was kind of small, so I used that as a test rib, you know. But me and Sanaya had some last night, and then this is the last one left over, so this one is for her. That's that's actually the biggest and the meatiest rib right there, but she's gonna have that for dinner tonight. And we're gonna put some of this mac and cheese. Okay, and then I got a cornbread muffin over here. And I just love making cornbread muffins. I mean, this one right here, this Jiffy mix. Got some kids in the hallway. I guess they missed their door. But this Jiffy cornbread mix here is the best. This honey, if you can find this at your store, that's the best. Boom, y'all. Dinner is served. Okay, and I'm gonna just go ahead and stick that up in the mic. Like I said, she should be walking in the door any minute. So her dinner is ready when she comes in. All right, you all. I hope you all got something out of this video. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be making the chili for the chili mac, and I'll be doing a video for that. Once again, just kind of showing how I pack up food for the travel. Because see, here's the thing. I'm going to actually be leaving from the shop, going to the Greyhound station. So I'm going to pack up all of my stuff before I leave for work tomorrow. My clothes, the food, everything. And I'm going to take it with me to work. Sanaya has to work also tomorrow. So, but she's going to be able to come home and get her stuff. I'm going to be at the shop, and then she's going to come to the shop. And then we're going to leave from the barber shop, heading to the Greyhound station, and then the trip will begin. But like I said, you all, I hope you all got something out of this video. I hope I didn't ramble too much. But this is one of the most important things for me when it comes to traveling, when it comes to budget traveling. Packing your own food, as much as you can pack and take with you, so you don't have to spend money on the trip, or more importantly, you can spend money on what you have budgeted for. You all get it. All right, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or positive or constructive comments, leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Thank you all. Have a great evening. Be blessed and be a blessing.